friends, I'm sitting in my corn patch and I got some exciting things going on. I have the male part of the corn, the tassel, has already started to grow and I've started having cobs growing, and now the silks are coming out. But let me show you. So the male part of the corn is right there, and this is the part that will contain all the pollen. So what happens is after the male part comes out, you'll start to see the female part. These little cobs are starting to form. And I just started seeing the silks come out. Now each single one of these little tiny silk strands are attached to one kernel of corn. So it's important that this pollen falls down here and touches each single one of these silks. If it doesn't, you'll have corn that's missing little kernels. So if your corn looks like that, you'll know that they need to be pollinated better. So there's several ways that you can pollinate it. Corn really should be grown in blocks with I think about 3 rows at least. I have 3 rows here, but what I do is I plant 2 rows. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, I plant 2 more rows, and a week and a half, a week later, I plant 2 more rows. And then over here, I have 3 rows planted. But my problem is this row didn't sprout very well for some reason, and so I had to replant. So I have just a couple that are more mature, and there's some that are still really little. So I don't know if these are going to get pollinated very well. So what my plan is you can shake the top here. And you can't see, but there's tons of pollen and it's coming down. But one thing I think is really cool is the pollen is falling on the leaves right here. It has these big, huge leaves. The leaves kind of come down and they go right into the silk. So you can take these leaves and you can kind of take that pollen after it's on there, shake it, and the pollen will go onto the silks. You can't see it, but a whole bunch of pollen just went onto the silks. So I'm going to be doing that, hand pollinating them. Another way you can hand pollinate is you can break off some of the tassel and then you can rub it on the silk. So I'm not going to do that. You can also shake the pollen from the tassel onto a plate and then get a paintbrush and use the paintbrush to put the pollen on these silks. But we just want to make sure those silks all get pollinated. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do in these ones, because I don't feel like I have enough corn to actually pollinate them. They work together. Corn works with wind pollination. The wind will blow the tassels, the pollen will fall off and fall down. But you can see that it has a lot of, or even this one has a lot of pollen on it, even though this one's not ready. That's why that one might pollinate this one and this one might pollinate that one, and it just gets the pollen around. So it's really, really thorough. If you just do one row, you really have to hand pollinate, or you just won't get very good cobs. So, but I do think it's really neat how each one of these silks where a corn cob grows has a big, huge leaf, and this leaf catches a lot of the pollen. So you can just pull it up again, shake it on, shake the tassel a little bit if it's not windy, which I just did, and then shake that pollen on again. But that's my corn. It's doing really, really well. If you have any questions about growing corn, comment and I'll try to answer them. I'm not an expert, but I've been growing corn for over 20 years and been very successful at it. The variety I like to use is delicata. It's really good. It's disease resistant. It's a hybrid, and I haven't had any problems. I mean, I did have some little, I can't remember what they're called, corn worms in one year, and I just caught them at the very beginning and plucked them all out. But I haven't had any disease. They grow really well in a really healthy soil. But anyway, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer. Hope you have a good day.